certain fires keep recurring, most especially in the markets. What is the problem there?
From our investigations, we realized that there are basic ones that are on ascendancy. So let me say, for instance, circuit overload. Electrical fire attributed to circuit overload. It is so surprising that majority of us citizens do not comply with how to use electrical equipment. So for instance, you have your extension cord, which is rated maybe 2000 watts, telling you the load or the capacity that it can carry. And because most of us are ignorant or not aware, we start to plug electrical tails into them without taking cognizance of the load it can carry.
Okay, so that brings out the need to educate the market women. What are you doing in that event once you've realized?
Good. So we are doing a whole lot in that aspect. We've intensified our educational campaigns across the country, and it's interesting to note that every year you keep on improving on the numbers of educational outreach programs across the country. So we try to make it more practical.
We in ECD, we noticed this some years back, that the rampant fire outbreaks in the market is not good. We also have facilities there, and they are quite expensive. And when they do occur, it affects our facilities also. So what we did was, we started with the Baraka market, and then the Tema market. So we invested in the markets, separate them from the public supply system, give them a dedicated supply. But because we want to fight the fire, we also noticed that the wiring is also a problem. They have aged wiring, and some of them are substandard wires. Yeah. So they did every wiring fresh, and then we provided the supply and new readers to them in our own capacity. That's for Malata
and then Tema. What innovations or leadership models do you believe will define Ghana's journey towards safer electrical infrastructure?
We are fighting a special war, and that war is a breach between ideal states and real states, and that war is called practicality. Okay, so what are we expecting to have? What are we actually getting? And when you combine these two, we call it practicality. For us to achieve what you just said, the first base is behavioral change from an individual perspective to group perspective and then to national perspective. Behavioral change. The next one is behavioral change. 2. The third one is behavioral change. And the fourth, and in perpetuity, is behavioral change. Then I'll come to the next level, which we call personal interest. We are in a setup where people think that if I have, I must boast of it.
Confidence.
And the next person has it, it's not what I have. But if we want to think as a group, as a country, then it must be if we have, right? These two will form the basis for policy. Because whatever policy we put out, if we still have behavior and interest rolling its ugly head within it, we will not get to anywhere. We only rush in going to policy as number one. And by the time we begin with the policy, it's individual human beings who sit behind the paper or behind the pen and behind the book and put up this policy. So the first one is behavior, second one is interest, and then the third one is policy. 3, we must do a very practical implementation and resource oriented. If whatever we are saying here, when we are implementing our policies, we don't go into the practicality of it, we don't go into the resource oriented angle of it, we may just be doing anything anyhow. So for my end, which may be the same as my madam's end, we're talking of behavior 1, we're talking of interest 2, we're talking of policy 3, and we are also saying that whatever we formulate, the implementation must be practical. The implementation must be resource oriented, so that as and when we sit back, we must review all these things that we do.
To add to what Dr. said, then I link it to the Labour Act 2003 at 651 subsection 118, where it talks about the employer providing a safe and healthy environment for employees. But the employee is solely responsible for their safety at work.
Yes.
So if the employer doesn't provide you a safe working environment, what do you do? ISO 45001 says you should speak up, but you have to be respectful and cordial. And so this behavioral change is individualistic. I think we always put profit before even the main work. So ask somebody to go and procure items that will save company money. They say, oh, it's too expensive. When you naturally say, when you buy that safety boot, I can wait for maybe like the Jingri safety boot, you can wait for 10 years. Then they prefer every 2 years. So you see, it's a cycle of mindset. We need to change our mindset, shift from that aspect and look at what safety, because if you think safety is cheap, try having an accident. You definitely will appreciate what safety is.
My name is Awal Saki Mohammed, the president of the Ghana Electrical Contractors Association. PowerSafe Ghana is a gathering of experts, industry professionals, and regulators to deliberate on matters of electrical safety. As you are all aware, the consequences of inadequate electrical safety practices is far-reaching. It threatens livelihood and, by extension, economic development of our nation. The Ghana Electrical Contractors Association have put this event together to try and reach a common goal among all industry stakeholders on the way forward on our electrical safety agenda. We just concluded with the maiden edition. We hope that we'll repeat it next year, another year, and many more years to come. The electrical safety must be elevated to the national security concern so that we can help create jobs, we can help safeguard our property, save our lives, and then create more jobs for our teeming youth. PowerSafe Ghana is here to stay.
My name is Jeff Lutrot with the Automation Ghana Group. We just concluded the PowerSafe Energy conference here at the Accra International Conference Center. I was refreshing to hear our regulatory bodies speak on safety in electrical installations in the house and also in the marketplaces. As Automation Ghana, we are committed to training our electrical contractors, our CEWPs, at our head office for free on electrical safety. We also have training on smart homes, training on energy metering that you'll be interested in, all for free. Thank you.